Hi, this is Sandy from Country Cooking with Sandy Marie. I'm about to go make my ultimate lasagna. So why don't you come join me and I'll show you my recipe. Let's go. First, I'm going to take some olive oil and put it in the pan, about a tablespoon. I have some spicy hot sausage. I used about a half a pound. For just my family, I would have used more because we like spices. Into the pan, I'm going to throw about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. This should fill a lasagna pan full, plus have a little extra pan to throw in the freezer for a later meal. Everybody loves lasagna. Well, I'm sure there's some of you out there that don't, but we do. So now I threw in a 1/2 pound of pork. This will be a 4-meat lasagna. Special occasion lasagna. You could always just use beef or any kind of meat you want and like. I'm just breaking it up into smaller pieces so it'll cook faster. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt, plus a teaspoon of pepper. If you like spices, you could add hot pepper here. I have some dried herbs that I made from my garden. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of parsley and a teaspoon of basil, just broken up in my fingers. Of course, use what you have. If it's store-bought, that's great too. Now I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. About 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. Maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. I started making my ricotta filling different. I really don't like the cottage cheese in there, and I find that the thickness of the ricotta kind of gives it grainy texture to it. So I make mine a little runny by adding some heavy cream and 4 eggs and give it a nice stir. It also spreads over your noodles much easier than having to smooth it out, the thick layer. You should try this. I think you'll like it. And of course, you can add cottage cheese if you want to this too. But this is where you would add it. You're just going to stir all this in together. About 6 ounces of heavy cream. I did add a little extra later. And some shaker cheese or grated Parmesan, about 1/2 cup. Add some more basil, layer your flavors. About a teaspoon. And a little bit of parsley, about a teaspoon. Now I am chopping some garlic, about 2 cloves, and I'll just add that in there and give it a nice stir. Get everything all mixed in and nice and runny. Now we're back to the meat. I try not to touch it much. I like a good sear on it so it's nice and brown. Has a little crispy texture to it. Here I am whisking it, making it smooth. Trying to get most of the lumps out. I add about a half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. Boy, it's smelling good in here. So I took a yellow and orange pepper and an onion, cut it up. Now I'm putting it into the sauce and just brown it with your meat. Every good red sauce needs some red wine. I used a nice dry red wine here, about a cup. This will also deglaze your pan a little. I added 3 jars of marinara sauce. Use the brand you like. Give it a good stir. Time to assemble your lasagna Florentine. First, we're going to put a thin layer of sauce on the bottom of the pan. Then top it with your noodles. I like to use the oven-ready lasagna noodles. No boiling. Saves you a step and some time. So you're just going to layer those. Top with your ricotta filling. So here you can add your spinach, fresh or frozen. I didn't have any good looking spinach at the store, so I chose frozen. You can leave the spinach out if you would like just plain lasagna. I'm adding a layer of mozzarella cheese. Here is your fourth protein. Surprise layer of pepperoni. Adds lots of flavor. we did it. Our lasagna is done. Leave about an inch on the top of the pan so you don't boil into your oven. Cook at 375 covered for 40 minutes, then 20 minutes uncovered. Let it rest 15 minutes at least before slicing so it has time to set. Thank you for watching. This is Sandy from Country Cooking with Sandy Marie. I'll see you next time when I'm cooking in the kitchen or growing in the garden.